My coworker won $1 million with our ticket. And tried to keep it all. I was holding a plastic flute of cheap, lukewarm sparkling cider when my life fell apart. The bubbles were flat, tasting like apple juice and disappointment, but 5 minutes earlier, they had tasted like freedom. I stood in the center of the breakroom, surrounded by 9 of my coworkers. Sarah from accounting was crying, mascara running down her cheeks in jagged black rivers. Mike, the warehouse manager, was literally hugging the water cooler, laughing like a maniac. We were celebrating. We were rich. Or at least, we were supposed to be. The door swung open, and Steve walked in. The room went quiet, but it was an expectant quiet. We were waiting for the conquering hero. Steve was the runner this week. He was the guy holding the physical piece of paper that was worth $1 million. But Steve wasn't smiling. He was pale, a sickly, clammy shade of gray that looked like wet drywall. He was sweating, despite the office AC blasting at Arctic levels. He clutched his messenger bag to his chest like it contained a bomb. Or a body part. Steve! Sarah shrieked, breaking the silence. You're here. Oh my God, Steve, show us. Let me see the zeros. Steve didn't move. He stood by the door, his eyes darting around the room, landing on everyone but me. I was the organizer. I was the spreadsheet guy. I was the one who knew the numbers by heart. Guys, Steve said. His voice was a rasp, dry and cracking. We need to talk. Talk. Mike let go of the water cooler. We don't need to talk, man. We need to scan that ticket and put in our 2 weeks' notice. I already looked up jet skis. No, Steve whispered. He took a step back, putting his hand on the doorknob. Listen to me. There's been a mistake. I felt the temperature in the room drop. Not the AC. This was internal. A cold dread that started at the base of my spine and crawled up to my neck. What mistake, Steve? I asked. My voice was steady, but my hand gripping the plastic cup was shaking. Steve swallowed hard. I got confused yesterday. It was busy at the gas station. The line was long. I was buying cigarettes and energy drinks and... Spit it out, I said. I forgot to buy the group tickets, Steve said. The words hung in the air like toxic smoke. You what? Sarah's voice trembled. I forgot, Steve said, gaining a little more confidence now that the lie was out. I completely spaced on the pool money. I only bought 1 ticket. For myself. With my own cash. And, well, that ticket won. The silence that followed wasn't quiet. It was deafening. It was the sound of 10 futures shattering simultaneously. So, Steve shrugged, attempting a look of sympathetic regret that came off as a sneer. The million is mine. I'm really sorry, guys. It's just, bad luck for you. But hey, I'll buy lunch today. Pizza on me. I looked at him. I looked at the sweat on his upper lip. And then, I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone. You're lying, I said. To understand the gravity of this, you have to understand the syndicate. That's what we called ourselves. It was 10 of us. $20 a week. We've been doing this for 2 years. We work at a logistics firm, a soulless, gray box of a building where dreams go to die under fluorescent lights. I am the keeper of the sheet. I have an Excel spreadsheet that tracks every payment, every date, and every rotation. We have rules. Strict rules. Rule number 1, money is Venmo'd by Tuesday noon. Rule number 2, the designated runner buys the tickets by Wednesday 5 p.m. Rule number 3, the runner must send a photo of the tickets to the Lotto Dreams group chat immediately after purchase. Steve knew the rules. Steve had followed the rules for 6 months. I'm not lying, Dave, Steve said, shifting his weight. I'm serious. I used my own debit card. It's my ticket. Possession is 9/10 of the law, right? Possession doesn't mean anything when there's a paper trail, I said, unlocking my phone. Sarah, stop crying. Mike, block the door. Mike, who is 6'4" and moves pallets for a living, stepped in front of the exit. He crossed his arms. His face wasn't friendly anymore. Steve, I said, tapping on the WhatsApp icon. You sent a message yesterday. At 4:15 p.m. Yeah, so. Steve's eyes flickered. I sent a meme. No, I turned the phone around so the screen faced the room. You sent a photo. A photo of 10 Powerball tickets. I zoomed in. The image was crystal clear. On the third line of the second ticket, the numbers were bold and black. 04, 11 to 23, 38 to 44. The Powerball was 12. We missed that. But we hit the 5 white balls. That's the second prize. $1 million. That's the winning ticket, Steve, I said, my voice rising. The serial number is right there. The timestamp is 4:15 p.m. The draw wasn't until 11 p.m. You posted this to the group chat as proof of purchase for the group. Steve's face turned a violent shade of red. That was just a picture I took. I bought a bunch of tickets. That one was mine. I just got mixed up when I uploaded the photo. Mixed up? I laughed. It was a dark, humorless bark. You posted it with the caption, "Secure the bag, boys. This week is the one." You acknowledged it was the group purchase. It was a mistake. Steve shouted, backing up until he hit the breakroom table. I used my personal card. Check the receipts. I paid for that specific ticket with my money. It doesn't matter whose card you used at the register, Steve. I yelled back, stepping into his personal space. We Venmo'd you the cash on Tuesday. You had $200 of our money in your account intended for this purchase. You acted as an agent for the pool. That ticket belongs to the syndicate. You can't prove it. Steve hissed. I have the physical ticket. It's in my pocket. I'm walking out of here, I'm going to the lottery commission, and I'm cashing it. Try and stop me. He turned to Mike. Move, Mike. Or I'll sue you for kidnapping or false imprisonment or whatever. Mike looked at me. Let him go, I said. What? Sarah screamed. Dave. You can't let him leave with our money. Let him go, I repeated, my eyes locked on Steve. Go ahead, Steve. Go claim it. Steve smirked. It was the ugliest expression I've ever seen on a human being. It was pure, distilled greed. Smart move, Dave. Maybe I'll toss you guys a few grand each. For old time's sake. But don't hold your breath. He pushed past Mike and stormed out of the breakroom. We heard his footsteps running down the hallway, then the heavy thud of the main exit door. Dave. Sarah grabbed my shoulders, shaking me. Are you insane? He's gone. He's going to cash it. He can't cash it, I said, walking over to the coffee machine and pouring the rest of the sparkling cider into the sink. Because I'm about to nuke his entire world. I pulled my laptop out of my bag. I sat down at the sticky breakroom table. Does anyone know the number for the State Lottery Commission's Fraud and Security Division? I asked. Never mind. I have it saved. I put the phone on speaker. State Lottery, how can I help you? Hi, I said, my voice crisp and professional. My name is David, last name. I am the manager of a lottery pool. I am reporting a stolen winning ticket. I have digital evidence, timestamps, and the serial number of the ticket in question. The individual holding the ticket is named Stephen Miller, and he is likely en route to your claim center right now. The operator's tone changed instantly. Sir, did you say you have the serial number? I have a high-resolution photograph of the ticket with the barcode and serial number, time-stamped 6 hours before the draw, sent to a group of 10 people. Okay, the operator said. Do not hang up. I'm transferring you to an investigator. The next 10 minutes were a blur of questions. I emailed the screenshots while on the line. I sent the Venmo transaction logs showing we had all paid Steve on Tuesday. I sent the spreadsheet. Okay, David, the investigator said. His voice was deep, authoritative. We have received the evidence. We are flagging that serial number in the system immediately. If that ticket is scanned at any claim center or retailer, it will trigger a file claim lock. No money will be dispensed. We are freezing the payout pending an investigation. Thank you, I said. However, the investigator added. You need to get down here. We need sworn statements from all pool members. And we need to file a formal dispute. I hung up. I looked at the group. The despair was gone, replaced by a cold, hard anger. Grab your coats, I said. We're going downtown. We took 3 cars. It was a convoy of vengeance. When we arrived at the Lottery Commission headquarters, it was like entering a fortress. Security guards, metal detectors, glass partitions. We were sitting in the waiting room, filling out endless forms, when the doors opened. Steve walked in. He didn't see us at first. He was strutting. He had his sunglasses on his head. He walked right up to the winner claims window. He pulled the ticket out of his pocket with a flourish and slapped it on the counter. $1 million, please, he said loudly. I stood up. Hello, Steve. He spun around. His sunglasses fell off his head and clattered onto the linoleum. Dave. He looked at the 9 of us, standing in a phalanx behind the chairs. What are you doing here? I told you, I said. Paper trails. The woman behind the glass scanned the ticket. Beep beep beep. A red light flashed on her terminal. She didn't smile. She didn't say, congratulations. She picked up her phone and whispered something. 2 large men in blazers emerged from a side door. They weren't police, but they carried themselves like they were. Lottery security. Mr. Miller, one of them asked. Yeah. Steve's voice squeaked. Is there a problem? Is the machine broken? We have a dispute on file regarding the ownership of this ticket, the man said. We're going to need you to come to a private room. Dispute? Steve pointed at me. These people are harassing me. This is my ticket. I have it in my hand. Sir, we have a digital record of this ticket being part of a syndicate, the security officer said. Please come with us. If you refuse, we will involve the state police. Steve looked at the officer. He looked at the ticket on the counter, which the woman had pulled behind the glass, out of his reach. He looked at me. You ruined it, Steve hissed at me. You jealous little snake. You couldn't just let me have this. It wasn't yours to have, Steve, I said. It was ours. Sarah needs braces for her daughter. Mike is 3 months behind on rent. You tried to steal from the people you eat lunch with every day. I bought it, he screamed, lunging toward me. Mike stepped forward. He didn't do anything violent. He just existed in Steve's path. Steve bounced off Mike's chest like a tennis ball hitting a brick wall. Don't, Mike rumbled. The security officers grabbed Steve by the arms. That's enough, the officer said. Mr. Miller, you are being detained for attempted fraud pending a police arrival. Let's go. They dragged him away. He was kicking and screaming about his rights and his lawyer. We spent 4 hours in that building. We gave statements. We showed our Venmo history. The investigator told us it was an open and shut case. The photo in the group chat was the smoking gun. It proved intent. It proved the ticket was purchased on behalf of the group. By the time we left, the sun was setting. We didn't have the money yet, the investigation would take months to finalize, but we knew it was coming. Steve was fired the next day. He didn't even come in to clean out his desk. HR mailed him his personal effects. But it didn't end there. Because the amount was over $100,000, it wasn't just petty theft. It was grand larceny. And because he tried to claim it from a state agency, it was attempted defrauding of the lottery. I saw Steve one more time, at his arraignment hearing 3 weeks later. I went to watch. Call it petty, but I needed to see it. He looked terrible. He had lost weight. He was wearing a cheap suit that didn't fit. When the judge read the charges, Steve looked back at the gallery. He saw me. He didn't look angry anymore. He looked terrified. The prosecutor is pushing for 3 to 5 years. They want to make an example of him. Lottery integrity is paramount, they said. The syndicate is still together. We still play every week. But we have a new rule. Rule number 4, Steve is banned for life. And we changed the payout structure. When the money finally gets released, which the lawyer says should be next month, we're getting $100,000 each. Well, actually, we're getting $111,111.11 each. Because we're splitting Steve's share. I often think about that moment in the break room. The moment he decided to throw away his career, his freedom, and his friends for a payday he couldn't keep. He had the winning ticket in his hand. If he had just walked in and said, "We won," he would have had $100,000. He could have paid off his debts. He could have gone on vacation. But greed is a funny thing. It blinds you. It makes you think you're invisible. It makes you think that a screenshot is just a picture, and not a contract written in digital ink. Steve thought he was the main character. He forgot he was just the guy holding the paper. So, tell me. Am I the monster for sending my coworker to prison over a lottery ticket, or did he scratch off exactly what he deserved?
If you have made it this far and want to see more videos like this, then kindly subscribe and turn on notifications so you may never miss another story like this.